Hey guys, this market update. Unfortunately and somewhat predictably, they're not going to vote on clarity, at least until September. Anyway, they've decided to punt a vote until September. It's not the result any of us hoped for, but the fight is far from over. This is a political fight. The bill is fine, and most industry participants, including like most of the biggest financial institutions, Fidelity, BlackRock, even JP Morgan, I think, basically saying, look, this thing kind of has to go through, right? But the politicians are using it as just the political bargaining chip for other things. And so that's it. Bitcoin and crypto need a win, right? We're in a bear market. We need some positivity, but it's not going to come from this. And you can see that Bitcoin's not moving on this. I guess that we're in a bear market. We're at the 200-week moving average. And a lot of this negativity and everything else is kind of already in the price, right? So it's not really going anywhere. Maybe as this news filters through, maybe we get some negativity, but look, Bitcoin kind of does its thing. The reality is Bitcoin doesn't need this, and there are other things that can happen that are way more positive for Bitcoin's price. For example, banking regulations and letting the banks hold it as collateral without having to hold, extra cash on top. All of that is actually way more positive for Bitcoin's price, in my opinion. But clarity overall is, it's a positive event that the whole of the crypto industry can, use to get positive again, and they're punting it out, right? So it's a bit of an issue. Overall, look, you got a 10-year view on Bitcoin. You're buying now. None of this matters, right? Trading short term, again, like I wouldn't be negative in a bear market. That's ridiculous, right? Like if you're a trader, if you're a technical trader, anything else, you don't go negative when the price is really, really soft in relation to, you've got Bitcoin that went from zero to like 125,000 a coin. It comes back to the trend. You don't short it there, right? As a technical trader and anything else, you're not like, well, I'm now going to short it. It's like, no, we're in a bear market. You're at the 200 week, which has typically been a massive support zone where it goes into massive like 5, 6, 7, 10x bull markets. You would never short there, right? And so that's why you get this just kind of sideways chop where, the price is down, and because the price is down, all that narrative and everyone else, they just come out of it. But traders, no trader is going to short an asset that has a 30-40% growth rate at its growth rate, right? So that's why you get that kind of sideways chop, and the bad news doesn't really move it too much, because who in their right mind would short an asset with a growth rate like this at its trend? So do we just move on here in this boring sideways mode, and then September does something positive happen, or right? And then you've got the midterms coming up, and again, Bitcoin moves in this cycle. So we're doing it again. We're moving in this cycle again. And there are things that you can use to say, well, I'm going to be positive, and you have to get through the midterms and everything else. And then after that, what happens? Well, you go into a bull market again, because that's the cycle. And once the market knows what's going to happen, it breathes a sigh of relief. And with the Clarity Act, it's not good news. But once you have certainty, the market can start to say to itself, okay, I'm confident about the future again. It sounds weird, but this is what happened with FTX, right? You had so much uncertainty around everyone blowing up. And then eventually FTX do blow up, but it was a 20% move to the downside. And then it went 500-600% in a bull market, right? Because the bad news eventually just gets out and people say, okay, we know what's happening now, then we can actually place trades. Because ultimately people want to buy Bitcoin, right? That's why we buy it, that's why we're into it, right? All of this short-term stuff's like, yeah, it's important short-term, whatever, but the long-term is, it's a strong asset fundamentally, it's desirable, and people want to buy it, right? And so you just have this long-term desire, the money flowing in, and that's it. And so the short-term stuff, clarity, right? It's a reason to trade, but it's not a reason to invest, right? Bitcoin is the reason to invest over time, because dollars get into base, strong assets will go up, value those dollars. That's the fundamental. It's as simple as that. So are we gonna just bounce around? Probably. It's a bad event, but the reality is people still want to buy this asset. So they're going to. If you do trade Bitcoin, crypto, anything else, you can trade on Bybit. Click the link in the description if you're a new user. When you sign up, make a deposit and they'll give you a bonus to trade with all the way up to $30,000. And that's the point, right? Is that Bitcoin ultimately is a desirable asset to buy and hold. It has the characteristics of perfect money, which we've always desired. Property or land or an index of the best companies in the world. These are desirable over time, right? Thousands of years for gold. It's not going to go away. It's a desirable asset, and all of this is going to become history, right? I remember when Musk bought Bitcoin and then he sold it again in the bear market because he was testing liquidity, which is hilarious, right? You know, he's just capitulated in a bear market, right? But that's history now, right? No one cares about that. And the same with Sailor, everything going on now. It's going to be history. No one's going to care about it in 10 years' time, right? This is all short-term noise. Bitcoin's a desirable asset. It's going to keep going up versus dollars because dollars the base. It's not that difficult. Yeah, it has bull and bear markets like every single other asset class. And we're in a bear market right now, which means that if you buy it, the forward returns are going to be pretty decent if you think that the trend of growth continues, which the dollar debases 10, 12% a year. And then you have a growth rate on top as new money comes in, and that's going to go fast and slow, but it's going to go up and to the right. So that's it. It's a really simple thing. It's desirable property that you can hold, and humans desire that. They want that. And we've seen for 17 years that they keep buying it. Doesn't matter what happens to the price, they keep buying it, right? 4-year CAGR for Bitcoin, you've never lost money, and a 5-year CAGR. Now, this is one price to one price over 4 years. If you're a long-term investor, guess what? Assets go up in price versus dollars. It's not that difficult. It's literally so simple. Clarity Act, all of this. Desirable assets are held by people that want to save money, save the value of their production. And if you value any of that in dollars, it's going to look like it's going up in value because the dollar debase is at 10, 12% a year. And it's really that simple. It is that simple. You have a 10-year view and that's it. So the current 4-year CAGR for Bitcoin is 29%. That's unbelievable. Like, what's there to complain about? Even the worst CAGR over 4 years is 9%. I guess if you bought the top and then 4 years later you're kind of near the bottom, right? So that is what it is. So we'll look at a DCA calculator because this is probably more representative of how people are going to get into any asset, which is buying every week or every month. So if you buy an amount every week for 5 years, look, it doesn't look amazing at the moment because we're in a bear market, right? Bitcoin plus 52%, which is the same as the S&P. Gold's had a huge run, an amazing run, right? But if we're looking at the performance, just 6-8 months ago, Bitcoin had more than doubled the performance of both of these. Yeah, guess what? It's really simple. Bitcoin's a really volatile asset, and the volatility is the outperformance, right? Gold added more than $10 trillion in market cap in the last, 18 months? 10x Bitcoin networks, 10 entire Bitcoin networks, this metal added to its valuation in 18 months. So you think Bitcoin can't go 4, 5, 6, 7x in a bull market? It definitely can, right? And the amount of growth left in Bitcoin is pretty easy to see, right? So Bitcoin is more volatile than these assets. And that is the reason why it can outperform. If it wasn't more volatile, then the volatility isn't there for the outperformance to the upside as well. Right. So what this shows is that during an upswing, Bitcoin is going to outperform these other assets. And during a downswing, if you want to compare that, it's going to underperform. But that is the price of admission for the outperformance. And right now, what you've got is Bitcoin in a bear market underperforming zone, which is the time that you get the outsized forward returns. And that's when the least people buy for some reason. But as an investor, if you're just buying, these are the times where you're getting, if you're looking forward 5 years or 10 years, this is the time where you actually get the outsized forward returns, not when you're in that bull market. So it's pretty simple. Again, it's desirable. It's a desirable property. People buy that. It's going to go up versus dollars because everything that goes up versus dollars, you can see. I'm not going to get the toilet paper chart out again, but it's up. The last 5 years, toilet paper's up 25, 30% in dollar terms. So it's underperformed these assets, thank God, right? But look, if you want to hold dollars, that's fine, but you're better off holding toilet paper because everything goes up in dollars. So Bitcoin is more volatile than these things. It has more growth in them. It's pretty clear to see, and it's desirable property. So if you have a 10-year view, just buy assets. It's all going up. If the Clarity Act went through, it would be good news. But ultimately, you can't invest for these short-term events. There's going to be the Clarity Act, which is good or bad news, and then there's going to be 100 others as well, which is good or bad, or it's a win or a loss. You can't invest for those short-term events. You have to take a fundamental view on the asset class you're investing in. We know we can't be in dollars, so we have a portfolio of assets, like the 500 best companies in the world. That sounds like something that most people want to be invested in. The NASDAQ index, the 100 best companies in tech, biotech, etc., and a little bit of consumer staples. Well, that makes sense. These are the leading companies of our age. That's an asset class most people can get behind. Bitcoin is digital scarce money. That's something that's been desirable for thousands of years in gold and seashells and salt and everything else. But now we've perfected it in a digital form. That's desirable. People want to buy that. That's why it's gone up to the right for 17 years, right? Clarity Act, it's just a hump in the road. It doesn't matter. Do you make a fundamental decision that you want to hold strong assets over time or not, right? Bitcoin's 50% off its highs. It's at its 200-week moving average. It's got a 30+% growth rate in it. And you're buying it at the moving average, right? It's like, what else would you do? And I want to highlight SpaceX as well, because I've called it a low float, high FDV shitcoin, which, you know, it is in the stock. But the IPO's over. It's 50% off its highs. And this is one of the best companies in the world. And they have a monopoly on space flight. Like 80% of the tonnage from space into from Earth into space is SpaceX. It's satellite communications, satellite processing. This is insane stuff. Do you like the company? Do you think that this is a growth area? Like, this is the leading area for business, right? And they're 50% off their highs. Can it get to 60 or 70%? Yeah, same with Bitcoin. It can get down there, but does it matter? That's not the fundamental reason why you buy something, right? If you're real investors, like, buy the best companies, buy the best indexes, buy the best assets and hold them. That's how people gain wealth. And Clarity Act and everything else, it's all short term, right? Now, if you want to trade, maybe the Clarity Act actually going through in September, you can trade on Bybit, deposit bonus if you click that link down below up to $30,000. I'm James, this is MoneyZG. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.